Good afternoon, this is Steve with Born Again Torinos, and I wanted to give you an update on the Torino number 44, and I've been working on the opera windows here. And I was going to give you a demonstration here. This has got already 4 layers of filler on it, and right now it's super smooth, but these compressed blocks, I wanted to show you these. This is a lifesaver when it comes to getting things flat. And what I do is I really lean into it, and it takes it off so nice. It just kind of planes it down. But it gives you an idea. I don't know how well you can see this. Maybe you can see better on the other side. It just gets very flat and very nice. There's a couple of compound curves on this too that you have to watch out for. And gives you an idea. Now, maybe you can see this clearer. I believe I probably have 1 or 2 more coats to put on this before it's done. I can feel a low spot right here, and I'm going to spray both of these with a guide coat and then sand again with the board, and that'll leave all the low spots really visible, so I know where I need to work. In fact, well, I shouldn't do it now because it'll be so loud and dust will go everywhere. I can feel some spots in here. It's amazing what your hands will tell you that your eyes won't tell you. So I usually close my eyes and I will find the spots. But it's so nice to have this complete and whole again. Much more solid in the frame area. Yep, that's coming out quite nice. No more glued in tin. So after I get these guys done, I'll be doing this panel here, and then I'm moving on to here. You can see this paint that the guy used was so brittle that it cracked when I was hammering it from the inside out. It actually cracked to the paint, which means it's pretty brittle. So I don't know if he used a lacquer or what, but it's just this area here that needs work, and the crease continues on to about here, very mild right here, the crease. So it came in like this and did its damage. And rockers are all great, very grateful I don't have to work on those. There is some issues here. It looks to be, I can still see the filler. Looks like he just spread some filler into the rust hole. That's the problem, and it wasn't even finished sanding. There's big low spots in it. So He's painted over the Bondo. I know, shocker. What else did I find? I saw something else that made me chuckle. What was it? I just had to shake my head again. Oh, I wish I could remember. Have to do the roof area. Thankfully, it's only on the ends here. Here, that's nice and flat. So a dimple here and here. Yeah. And I noticed I got this boarded down good. Got to do more work on the drip channel here. But you see this discoloration here? That's lead. So I'm going to have to use my cheese grater on that because it's kind of bulged right here. The lead is. Then we'll get that planed down and flattened, and then a little bit of filler on it. I know it's an odd and funny thing, the things that people like. One of my favorite parts of the body of this, I love the compound curve here, but this area here, I just don't know why. I've always loved this slope here where it comes from the roof. It's very, very nice transition. Oh, I wish I could remember what I was going to say. I did take the bumpers in for re-chroming. That is going to set Tony back $2,000. But the shop we have is this shop, a 44-year shop in town, and they do they do the concourse Pebble Beach cars, things like that. He's done several of Jay Leno's cars, and he's doing the bumpers on this. So they're going to come out better, way better than the factory chrome bumpers. And what else? I think that's the best looking C-pillar of all cars. I mean, look at the size of that. I know I'm biased, but I love that C-pillar. Okay, let's look it over and see if I've forgotten anything to say. We've had solid rain for almost 2 weeks, so it's just a joy to be out here working. And the skies are beautiful. Nice puffy, dense clouds, bright sky. And I think we were in the low 70s today. And then we're going to be heading into maybe 90, 89, 90 by Saturday. So I'm going to get as much done as I can before it gets too hot. And yeah, those are pretty good little dings there. Everything else feels pretty good. He did paint the car red first and then white, which is the opposite of what you want to do, because you want to cover light colors with dark colors. You don't usually want to try and cover a dark color with light, because it can show through, and you got to put much more on to cover the dark color. So you paint white first, then you do the red. But you can see here the white is on top of the red, and then I can't tell, it appears like he did the black stripe last. Oh, I know what I was going to show you. Dang, it's not, well, you can see it here. The stripe is so far off. This line here, the black line, the white, is supposed to just barely be above this door handle, just right there. And then it brackets this curve here, so it follows, it comes up here, and it's almost equidistant between there and there, so it follows like this and goes up. He followed the body line, so he's inches, at least 2 inches too tall, and then he followed this body line, which is a common mistake I've seen. He's even above the body line there. Yep, and then he didn't curve this properly. This is supposed to be a curve. and he kind of jutted up straight. Another rookie mistake, but I don't know, maybe he did it from memory. So I'll be taking the mirror off, sanding them, prepping them. Boy, the dust really shows off every paint run. But feels like I'm heading into, after I get this super difficult stuff done first and over with, I'm thinking of transitioning into finishing the trunk and then painting, doing the jamming, and then going back to the body and getting that over with. So that's what I'm thinking. But that's about it. I thought you might be interested to see the process of doing those opera windows. Well, if you've ever wanted to see the actual bumper to these, now these I'll sand and paint because they have scale rust on them, but they're so thick they won't rust in anybody's lifetime. They'll outlive all of us. So they weigh a ton, and then the chrome bumper skin bolts to that. But this is really doing the heavy lifting on safety and accidents. It also starts incredibly well and runs just like a champ. It's surprising. Maybe the guy who did this car, maybe his strong point was engines, because it's not bodywork and paint, but it just starts up. That's just immediately, and idle's great. It sounds great. Let me move this. I don't know if it'll vibrate off. Let's see. He did change out the steering column to a tilt, and in doing so, somehow he's made it to where the ignition doesn't work, so he uses the starter button here. It just starts right up, runs extremely well, and it feels like it has a shift kit in it, because when you put it in gear, it's a very solid engagement of the going into gear. But it sounds very, very, very healthy. Yeah, sounds awesome. Well, that's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope this was a little bit enlightening. And see you in the next video. If you like this, please like and give it a thumbs up and hit the little bell for notifications, so maybe YouTube will send you a message every time I put a new video up. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for coming out and checking it out. And this has been Steve with Born Again Torinos, and good night.